Hi guys, Rob here, how you doing? That's right, new year, new intro, or at least it would be if it was still New Year's. I get really fickle when it comes to my videos and I spend too much time mulling over little shit that doesn't matter. I've split my list pretty much out of necessity because not posting anything on my channel for the past month and a half has been driving me crazy, but hey, better late than never. This list is based purely off of my own enjoyment. The rankings aren't really important except for number one. Boring disclaimer out of the way, now we can finally get started. And number 10 is Aggressive Retsuka. Retsuka is a simple anime about the day-to-day life of a red panda named Retsuka. The hook of the show is her reacting to various annoyances in her daily life. After a hard day at work, usually goes to vent with some karaoke. Sounds pretty simple, except for the way that she sings. In contrast to her very polite, earnest, cute exterior, she sings screamo. It's metal, and I love it. You see her screamer persona serve as a sort of inner monologue when she gets really annoyed at something and probably shouldn't say how she really feels, which in many examples from the show is actually pretty relatable. The reasons why her persona come out vary from episode to episode, sometimes not coming out at all. The episodes are only about a minute long and typically end with Retsuko telling herself to hang in there. It's a very endearing show, and it doesn't really get stale from week to week thanks to the variations and the wide array of side characters that serve as Retsuko's foil. And that's a good thing, considering there's no real ending in sight. Not that I mind, though, as I enjoy the show very much, but if we can just level for a second, real talk, I think that Gazelle, she loves shopping, right? I think we all collectively need to get her a new pair of cement shoes and then drop her off of a bridge. But that's just me. I think that'd be a lovely gift. At number 9, we got Drifters, and thank God we are getting a season 2 because, oh my god, this show is drugs to me. The premise of Drifters is very cool. Two mysterious people pull famous historical people from the brink of death and toss them into a fantasy world full of elves, dragons, and all other sorts of fantasy shit, right? On one side, you have the Ents, led by the Black King, who try to destroy the current state of the world, and on the other side, you have the Drifters, who are just being thrown in at the ends in a desperate attempt to stop them. I'm a giant history nerd, military history especially, so you don't really need to put two and two together to figure out why I love this anime. Like, it's got Nobunaga Oda, and Hannibal Barca, and Joan of Arc, and like Butch Cassidy, and Rasputin, and a bunch of other cool shit, and it's just it's so good. Okay, can we just like have a proper historical anime about Nobunaga Oda? Like, not one with robots, and like not one where he's a chick, and like not one where he's a literal demon king, and like not one where there's a kawaii ass ninja killing machine, even though that last one is somehow the closest thing to what I want. Nobunaga and Drifters is great. He's like the best part of the show, honestly. It's just Nobunaga is really cool and a fascinating person, and I just like to see someone do him justice, you know? Anyway, Drifters is fucking cool. I really like military stuff, and Drifters has plenty of that. It's also written by Kota Hirano, the author of Hellsing, and I've always really been a fan of Hirano's art style, but it's been a while since Hellsing ended, so seeing Hirano's signature crazy grin, especially on Nobunaga, as well as his distinct brand of comedy again, makes me very happy. And you know, the OP's kinda awesome like the rest of the show. At number 8, we have Erased. Satoru Fujinuma possesses an ability to turn back time as life-threatening events are about to occur, though he has no direct control over this power. When his mother is killed by an unknown assailant, his power sends him back in time, not to before the time of his mother's death, but when he was only 10 years old, when a kidnapping incident ended the life of his classmate Hinazuki Kaya. I have a soft spot for kids, which is the main reason why I watch this show. Kaya's a loner and brushes off Satoru's attempts to befriend her, which makes a lot more sense when you find out that Kaya was a victim of child abuse. Satoru decides that he wants not only to save her life, but to save her from this abuse as well. You may already know this if you watch my video on my most hated anime characters, but child abuse is something I don't handle well. It's a subject that hits close to home. I cared far more about saving Kaio than finding the killer. I didn't really care about the series' failures. The bad guy's identity is pretty obvious. Satoru's power is never explained. It's super weird how he keeps his child personality when he returns to his adult body, and the lack of irony is bullshit. I enjoyed it nevertheless because I got what I wanted out of it, which was to see a little girl saved from a bad situation and live a happy life. And for me, that was good enough. On to lighter things, anime being what it is, it's rare for situations to actually feel tense and suspenseful. I think Erased nailed that right on the head. There were some genuine nail-biters in this show. Erased also had two of the best openings and endings of the entire year. It was really cool to hear Asian Kung Fu Generation again, as they are one of my absolute favorites. And lastly, Satoru's mom is the fucking best. At number 7, we have Sweetness and Lightning. It's a feel-good anime about a young teacher named Inuzuka-sensei, his 5-year-old daughter Tsumugi, and the struggles of being a single parent, like not knowing how to cook. A run-in with Katori, one of his students, eventually leads them to a restaurant run by her mother. Her mother is always very busy and the restaurant isn't usually open. However, Katori offers to make them some food, except she can't really cook herself. Tsumugi really enjoyed watching Katori cook, and even though she only made a pot of rice, Tsumugi ate it with a smile. Seeing his daughter be so happy while she was eating food for the first time since his wife's death brought him tears of joy. Afterwards, the three of them decide they will meet up again and cook more yummy food together. All three of our main characters have reason to feel alone, but watching them come together and bonding over the new dish they make each episode couldn't help but smile watching. It doesn't have the same showmanship as Food Wars, sure, but they go over it step by step and you learn along with it. You could probably follow the recipe and try making it yourself. I enjoyed that part of the anime a lot. I used to constantly watch cooking shows with my grandma when I was young. I mentioned earlier I have a soft spot for kids. Tsumugi is a delight on screen. Her design is adorable, the huge curly blonde hair, the red overalls, the little boots even have paws on the bottom of them. She always has this little pink pig thing that she loves, and she's like singing magical girl songs, and it's just... being this cute is a crime. She should be arrested. However, and I'm sure many of you are also aware, kids aren't always lovely little balls of sunshine. Sometimes they turn into little demons. Tsumugi's a pretty accurate representation of a real kid, even down to her tantrums, and oh boy, can she throw a tantrum. It may not be for everyone, as the show can be overly cute, but I enjoyed it very much. Number 6 is Yuri on Ice. Ha! Gay! Oh. Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of this amazing opening. Long story short, Yuri on Ice is a sports anime about men's figure skating, and it tells the story of two young men named Yuri and their relationship with 5-time world champion Viktor Nikiforov. I initially watched this show because it was produced by Studio Mappa, which they usually have some pretty nice animation, which is something I always look for. While there was a lot of reused animation, probably because of budget issues, when it came time for the routines, they really delivered on the animation and choreography for almost all of them. My only real gripe with Yuri was that there wasn't enough time. It was fine for up till like the initial competition between Yuri and Irio, but after that they went over like a year. Was it a half a year? The passage of time in the show is weird. Anyway, they went over like a year's worth of competition in like 8 episodes. I felt like there just wasn't enough downtime in between the competitions. While there were some attempts at some serious character moments, and some of them did work, most of them were only between Yuri and Viktor. Many characters were completely ignored, including the best character from the entire show, cough cough, Yurio's my man. Camaraderie and community were two themes in this show that were very apparent, but sadly, they didn't really get utilized. To me, it made some of the character interactions feel really shallow. I mean, there's the exception of Yurio and his grandfather, which was pretty nice, but those are really the only exceptions, which is a real shame, because myself and many other people found this anime a lot of fun. We got a bit of a teaser to a possible Season 2. Honestly, I don't want a Season 2, I just wish what we had was longer, you know? Does this show have flaws? Yes. Was it enjoyable? Absolutely. Is it gay? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure those two are making bedroom eyes at each other, so I don't know, you tell me. And that wraps up things for part 1 of the video. Part 2 is coming hopefully soon. There may be some videos in between now and then, because knowing me, it might be a little bit. Anyways, I'm gonna get the heck out of here, and I'll see all of you in the next video.